Welcome to the Southwest Florida Real Estate Update, hosted by the York Group of Downing Fry Realty. Our show will bring you the most up-to-date information on the local real estate market, presented by leading experts in the field.
Welcome to the Southwest Florida Real Estate Update. I'm Morgan York with the York Group of Downing Fry, and today we're joined with our host Jim York and his guest Donald Ross Jr., President and CEO of Ross Title and Escrow.
Thank you, Morgan, for the introduction. Well, Don, thanks for coming on the show today. It's
welcome, Jim.
Been a while, but tell us a little bit about your new office and a little bit about yourself for the viewers that haven't seen the show.
We've moved to a development right off Vanderbilt, the Galleria. It's 8950 Fontana del Sol Way. Real convenient location. Right next to Downing Fry Realty now. Enjoying all the restaurants there. My office is the same team as always. There's 8 of us. Janet's been with me 35 years, her daughter 25, her sister 15. I got her niece who's been with us for, since the last 5-6 years. She's only 24. And we have a few other people. So good team, been together a long time. Fewer things fall through the cracks that way, honestly. And they're a joy for me to work with.
Don, let's talk about multiple offers, because with the market the way it's being, I mean, it's really hot and we're seeing multiple offers.
All the time.
Tell us the ups and downs of multiple offers and explain to really agents how that works too.
Well, they're great to have. They're a little dangerous. You got to be careful how you do it. You don't want your owner being subjected to 2 executed contracts, that's for sure. And you certainly don't want ethics complaints against you for not submitting all offers, or actual lawsuits for not submitting all offers. Fortunately, and I brought this, my handy dandy prop, the Code of Ethics and Arbitration Manual for the National Association of Realtors, and it covers multiple offers in it. I mean, I go to this all the time. You see all my lovely little sticky tabs. I don't know if that's the official name, sticky tabs, but that's what I call them. And it goes over how you handle multiple offers. It's funny too, it's 2 pages, and at the end it essentially comes down to follow the golden rule. Treat others as you would want yourself to be treated. I mean, honestly, that's what it says, except it uses Old English and there's a lot of ye's and so forth in there. But the multiple offers that I'm seeing now, I have both the ethical concerns from the National Association of Realtors and I have the legal concerns. I'll do the legal first because it's quicker and easier. Legally, you're supposed to submit all offers, whether you have a signed contract or not, period, end of story. And you want to have proof you submitted it. So save your emails, make notes to your file that you spoke to wherever your owner, then they got it.
Right.
Because some chances are, and I get this a lot as the attorney for Downing Fry, so-and-so didn't submit my offer.
Right.
The owner accepted a lower offer, which there could be 1,000 reasons why they went with a lower offer. So you want to be able to show the other agent, for legal reasons, that you did submit his offer or her offer, and also for your reputation, because you and I make our living off our reputation.
That's the
honestly,
truth, yeah.
And you don't want people to think you're slippery and you're just favoring your own buyer and not every buyer.
And everybody is, not everyone, but people are upset on multiple offers.
They're always upset.
They're going to lose.
Especially if there's more money and they don't quite understand. I mean, I have people who say, I told somebody on the phone I'd take their off and I feel morally obligated.
Right.
It might not be legally binding, but and I admire people. They follow their own code of ethics.
That's happened to us. Right.
It has happened. They might just have a better feel with this person. They're going to be less difficult in the inspection process. It might be a faster closing. They need the money more readily. There could be 1,000 reasons, but National Association of Realtors, now I'll go from the legal, legally that's why you have to do it. There's a bunch of cases out there. You have to submit all offers, and you want to be sure you don't get sued after the fact. Right. But ethically, it goes through all the different things an owner could do. An owner could just say, you could bring in 3 offers, and your owner could just say, I want this one. And you don't have to have another opportunity. You don't have to tell the other ones that, we're going to have a bidding war for the highest and best offer. I'll give you 24 hours to come up with your best offer. That's not required. It's up to the owner if they want to do that. The owner might, from the very first minute say, I want this really low offer, which
It could be cash or whatever. Like
or it could be a relative.
Right,
I mean, I bought 2 homes, both from my parents, and they were the lowest offers.
Yeah.
What a coincidence. I mean, that happens. Beware of the duties to your clients. I mean, in Florida, we're transactional for the most part. So, you got to be fair. You got to present the offers quickly. A question I get quite frequently, what about oral offers, Don? All I have is a phone call.
Right.
And I always use myself again as an example because examples seem to work. I said, if I listed my property with Jim York and you were submitting a written offer and you had a phone call from some other realtor that he's about to submit an offer,
Right.
I want to know everything that you know that you're ethically allowed to tell me. I mean, you're not allowed to tell me how high the buyer will go.
Right.
Okay, I know that. And you're not allowed to tell me that the buyer is really motivated because they need the money badly for their restaurant or whatever. I know that. But other than that, I mean, if you got a phone call about a potential offer and you didn't tell me, I would be extremely upset, to put it mildly.
Right.
So you present all offers, whether it's written, oral. A lot of realtors tend to think if it's not enforceable, they don't have to submit it.
But
it's not true.
we've gotten a lot of people that will call you on the phone, another agent,
Yes.
or and give you a verbal.
Right.
Like, we'll give you 650,000.
Right.
We're asking 700. I always say I need to put it in writing. At least an email or something.
And I'm
Is
not
that a right or wrong? I mean,
I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying that when you're let's say you have another offer simultaneous with that happens to be in writing.
Well, no, I'm saying just in general, I might get some. Will they take 650? And I don't have any other offers on the table.
You have a duty to tell your owner over the phone call. Because you're transactional.
Right,
I mean, if
right.
you read the form, I mean, it
Right.
lists your duties, and one of them is telling them everything except motivation and how high the buyer will go.
Yep.
And even though we all know that just a phone call is ridiculous and it's not, it's worth like a bottle of warm
Right.
spit, really. I mean, but still,
Yeah.
let the owner make that call, not Jim York.
Right.
So you don't want that owner to find out
Right.
after the closing that you got a phone call from somebody for more money.
Yep.
And they hear about it at a cocktail party.
Yep.
I mean, that would be a real problem. So, they might ask you, well, what do you think? He says, well, when I see it in writing and I see a check, I'll take it seriously. But that's your call, Mr. Owner. But all offers. What I want to know within
Because
ethical
most of the
constraints.
time when I do communicate with them, it's usually a low offer. And,
Of course.
And
And
usually their response is, I won't say it on television here, okay?
Is it having to BS or?
So,
Well, but still,
but I'm just
let
saying-
them be the one to say BS.
right.
You don't need to filter things
Right.
for your client.
Yeah.
You just, know it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know they're going to say forget it,
Right.
but you've done your duty. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, like with myself, I'm asked by a client to please ask the other side to do X, Y, Z. And I know the attorney on the other side. I know there's not a snowball's chance in where that they're going to say yes.
Right.
But, I do it.
Right.
Even though I know what the end result is, I have to show that I tried.
That's right.
In fact, that's a frequent question I get from realtors. There's no way my owner's going to agree to this. Don, what do I do? Go through the motions and make the request.
Yep.
The worst that happens is they say no and you were right. I mean, that's your ethical duty. It's your legal duty. Again, in my worst nightmare, they find out at a cocktail party later on, I would have gone 50 grand higher. I told him. I had him on the phone. And you made a judgment that it was a weak offer because it wasn't writing. Yes, it is a weak offer. But let the owner know about it so you don't get sued later on. When you get these multiple offers, whatever scenario the owner decides to go with, you got to be very careful before your owner signs whatever offer they decide to go with. Because there might be counter offers or offers that are still open. We have that 2-day period in both Farbar and Nabor where a counter offer is good for 2 days unless it's revoked. I mean, so I'll routinely be emailing people saying, any offers you think we might have made are hereby revoked. And I'll call as well. And did you get my email? I don't think we had a binding counter offer, but If we did, it's revoked, because you don't want to have your owner subjected to two claims that from two different buyers saying, we have a deal, we have a contract. So the revocation of an offer, which I don't know if many people realize, you can revoke your offer.
That's right.
There's no binding legal consideration. It keeps that offer open for 2 days unless there's money been paid to the seller. That's irrevocable. That's essentially an option. So that they're not carved in stone. They can be revoked. The time period can be shortened. Just because it's in the contract, it can be changed. So you've got to be careful again before the owner signs whatever offer they decide to accept. So you disclose all. You have to do it quickly. You can't sit on one waiting for the other one to happen. And we've actually had ethics complaints against some agents who appeared to take a nap for a few days. You want to get it in as quickly as possible to your client. If you're waiting in your scenario for a written offer, just give them a heads up on the phone call. Say, hey, I'll believe it when I see it, but I got a phone call, here's what he said. And they generally agree with your assessment, I'm sure. I know mine do when I get those types of phone calls.
Again, it all comes down to communication, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's what we find in all the real estate transactions we do, is that it's all about communication with you, buyers, sellers, other agents.
Communication and how you do things.
Exactly.
I mean, how you do it is as critical as what you're doing. If you're doing it in a calm, thoughtful way, it sort of keeps the tone down. A lot of people, it's an emotional process for them, and if I'm relaxed and I tell them, don't worry, I'll call you in the morning, it'll be fine, they relax.
That's right.
They relax. If you tell them, I've seen this 1,000 times, generally this is how it works out. It's going to be difficult, they're going to be threatening till the day of closing, but on the closing day, it's put up or shut up. Chances are it's going to be this, and it usually is. So with the multiple offers, it's just good to know you have legal requirements, case law. I mean, you might have a binding contract. The fact that somebody makes another offer might affect how the seller treats the buyer on their inspection request. They might just say no.
Right.
I mean, in a seller's market like this, the sellers are saying no more often. They don't have to. They got a line of people who are willing to buy the property. Right. So communication, as you said, is the key to handling multiple offers. And as the manual says, it's the golden rule. Treat them as you would like yourself to be treated.
Well, Don, thanks for coming on the show, and it's always enjoyable with you and learning a lot, and I hope our viewers do.
Mutual.
And thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thinking of buying or selling a home in Naples, Marco Island, Bonita, or Estero, Florida? Think of the most experienced York Real Estate Group, associated with the #1 brokerage in Southwest Florida, Downing Fry Realty, which produces yearly real estate transactions of over $1 billion. Jim, Michael, and Morgan make up the York Real Estate Group of Downing Fry Realty, with over $275 million in sales transactions, along with offering over 25 combined years' experience in the local market. The Yorks can offer the experience and trust you need in a realtor. Call them today at 239-273-6727 or visit their website at www.naplesyorkrealestate.com.
Looking for a real estate closing agent in Southwest Florida? Ross Title and Escrow has over 25 years experience and has closed over 20,000 residential real estate transactions. Donald Ross Jr., president of Ross Title and Escrow and a practicing attorney in the state of Florida with a degree in taxation, is here to service your needs. Call Mr. Ross or one of our 4 closing agents for a free consultation today.